Hey everyone, my intention for this video is to share the things that I have let go of that no longer serve me, and to also talk about what the experience has been like and what life is like for me now that I have let go of those things. I think so often with change, especially at the new year, we're looking to make a drastic change. Change is really something that happens slowly over time with patience and commitment. And it's really not about perfection. It's about having an awareness around what you're doing and why you're doing it. All right, so let's get into some of these habits. Changing my habits around shopping and the way that I consume products has really been a huge shift for me. And I made a whole video about why I almost completely stopped shopping. So if you want to watch that, I will link to it so you can really get all of the details there. Essentially, I got to this point probably a few years ago where I just was like, I feel the pressure to keep up with trends. I feel the pressure to keep up with other people. And I just felt like I was not being thoughtful about what I was consuming. And I didn't like how it felt to waste things and to not really enjoy my wardrobe and to just kind of feel like they were things in my life, but they kind of had this like power over me and they were ruling the experience, and I really wanted to take that power back. This year has been really incredible for me because I have not been mindlessly shopping, and I've recognized that I really like spending my time and money on experiences with other people. And when I do choose to buy something, it's something that I really want. It's something I've really thought about. And all of the new things that I have brought into my life this year, I'm just like obsessed with them. And I'm just so excited that they're here. I'm loving how it feels to figure out new ways to wear old items in my wardrobe. It's just exciting, and it just shows me that I don't constantly need new things in order to love who I am. A big takeaway from this for me has been realizing that my value is not tied to the things that I have. Working out, what a journey it has been. I always saw working out as something that you do in order to look a certain way. I just never really enjoyed it. There was also the element of just not really understanding that there were a lot of options to choose from in terms of how you can move your body and different workouts that you can do. And even within workouts like yoga, there's a ton of different kinds of yoga that you can do. And that a workout space could also be with an instructor that doesn't feel punishing. That was like a big thing for me, the punishment. I am someone that does not thrive in an environment where I feel like I'm constantly being punished. I'm not motivated by that at all. Through a lot of personal reflection and just being around the work of other people like Kara's Kitchen, I have come to see that moving your body actually shouldn't be a punishment, and that there are ways to move your body that are enjoyable and actually feel like a huge release. And I mentioned Kara's Kitchen because she talks a lot about how we live our lives in order to look a certain way. We eat foods and we're thinking about how that's gonna make us look. And I think that's very strongly correlated to working out. We think about working out and how that's going to make us look. And that was just exhausting for me. I didn't want that anymore. Letting that go and asking myself, okay, what is it that my body wants, and listening to my body, I started to learn from my body the more that I chose to just tune in and listen. It's just so cool to be able to have that connection to my body. And I literally don't think about how I look when it comes to working out. It's all about how my body is feeling. And if my body is tired or just not feeling up to a particular kind of movement that day, then I don't do it. And I don't punish myself for not doing it. Again, it just goes back to that punishment. It's not a punishing experience for me to work out. And when I'm not working out, I don't punish myself for that. So I feel like I'm really just at the beginning of this journey, but the beginning has been so amazing and I've learned so much already. I'm just in awe of how much things can shift when you shift your perspective. Events, large crowds have always been absolutely terrifying for me. As I've gotten older, I've really started to form an awareness around my nerves, around my social anxiety, and I have implemented changes that have really made me a lot more confident. One of them being not relying on an alcoholic beverage in social situations to be social. And I remember having this moment where somebody said to me, well, just have a drink and you'll be fine. And I was like really nervous. And I was thinking, is this the path that I want to go down? And my answer was no. So that moment was the catalyst for experimenting with just going into totally new social situations and not having a drink at all and seeing what happened. When I think about the moments where I did have drinks in these social settings, it never got me to the place that I wanted to be in. I was never sharper, I was never more thoughtful, I was never asking more interesting questions. So it was really this false idea of myself that was created around having a beverage. Now, when I go to events and parties, especially when they are work-related or with groups of people that I don't know, I don't have a drink. And I mean an alcoholic beverage, like I'll drink another kind of drink. It's because I want to be present. And it's because I really want to show up for the moment and I want to connect with people who are there. And I'm gonna be honest, when I was first doing this, it was scary AF, and it was awkward. When you don't know someone, you just kind of have to surrender to the fact that there's a high probability that it might be awkward. I found that the more I entered conversations without an alcoholic beverage, the better I got at conversation because I was there. And I think working through those moments where I was really nervous and I didn't always know what to say really informed me in the next experience of what not to do. And I think a lot of times that can be very helpful. So then you figure out on your own terms, okay, this is what I want to be doing. Through this, I learned how to ask better questions. And instead of entering a social situation where I was completely focused on myself and worried about what people would think of me, I now enter social situations where I feel grounded in who I am and I walk in with a curiosity about other people. So instead of standing there and thinking about, okay, well, what's the next thing that I'm gonna say to impress this person or make this person think that I'm worth talking to or that I'm smart or whatever it is I wanted them to think, I ask them questions about themselves and I take a genuine curiosity in who they are as a person. And if I find myself in a situation where I feel exceptionally stuck or it feels a little awkward and I know nothing about this person, my go-to question is, outside of work, what do you care about? Because that is just something that I genuinely enjoy hearing about from people because you get to know them as a person. And sometimes they're stumped and they don't have an answer. So whether they have an answer or not, it always leads to an interesting avenue of conversation. This has really built up my confidence in being able to feel like I can have a conversation with anyone. And I don't beat myself up if there's like a silence or a lull in a conversation. That is just natural. And it's okay for that to happen, especially when you don't know someone. And the thing to remember here is that my anxiety has not gone away. I'm not just like magically not scared of social situations anymore. I'm terrified every single time before I go in. But the thing that really, really helps me is that I know I can get through it. And I look at the evidence in my life from past experiences, especially because I've had a lot up until now. And I know every time I've made it through it. And that's what helps to ground me right before that moment that I walk through the door. That is everything that I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching this. And before I go, I would love it if you would share with me and the rest of the community something that you have let go of in 2018. We all experience those moments where we have a reckoning with ourselves that things that we have been doing no longer serve us. And I think these are really pivotal life moments when we recognize that and we choose to take another path. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me today. I hope that you found something helpful from this video. I'm really excited to hear what your responses are. And if you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I have a lot of videos planned for this year and I'm really looking forward to them. I will see you guys very soon. Bye.